Welcome to Reaching Out with Eddie. The holidays is coming up. We've got one down and two to go. We've had Thanksgiving and Christmas is coming up next. And after that, you have New Year's. And of course, a lot of you will be making resolutions and you want, most of us don't keep the resolutions. I don't ever make them. Anytime I want to do something, I just make a determination about what it is that I'm going to do and then I do it. I want to talk about a couple of things today. This is an ad lib show. I'm doing it kind of early because I'm going to live show today. It's a Michael Jackson impersonator. Q can tell you the name of it. But anyway, we're going to see that. What I do, people, and I don't mind telling you, is for just about the whole month of December, when I have people that are in my family, such as Aria and such as Q, and my children, my boys that I'm still doing things for, even my older children, there's a couple of Jada's in college, so I still help her out. And Joaquin is getting ready to start college. And of course, I want to say this is that I kind of like observe things. I love to observation is the one of the variables of scientific method. It's observation. In other words, observe what it is. Observe your environment. Observe what's going on around you, and pay attention to that. And one of the things that I notice about every race of people, every group, if you're talking about your Asians, if you talk about hey, babe, if you, the Asians, you're talking about the Hispanics, that's everybody from South America, whether they're Mexican, Venezuela, from wherever. When they come into our communities, you can say the Middle East, Middle Easterners, when they come into our communities, I don't care what country they are from. What we had a tendency to do as a people, when I say a people, I'm talking about us, black folks inside our box, we had a tendency to just focus on self. And oftentimes we attack other family members that really don't mean any harm at all, just trying to help you or do better. But we are in dire straits in the black community, and you see the title of this show is the Master Builders. We are master builders, meaning that we had a propensity to build anything. We are such an intelligent people when it comes to building. We are the master builders. We built this country. We definitely did. We're the one that cleared out the swamps in Mississippi, Alabama, and Louisiana. They brought slaves in to do that. It was a slave, Benjamin Banneker, that built the White House because no one else could do it. So definitely we're the master builders. If you go back and look at your history book, you will see that life started in over 5,000 years ago in Mesopotamia, in Egypt, and that's Africa. One of the things that the reason why you see people that live in Egypt today, dark skinned, fair skinned, kinky hair, dark skin and straight hair. You see all types of people because when Napoleon conquered Egypt, he killed all the men. They leave the women when you want to destroy a race or we're gonna say modify a race or create a different race from what's already there. Is that one of the things that you do is you kill the men off, and then you leave the women, and of course you impregnate the women and create a new race using the DNA because you understand that life started in Egypt. So you're talking some very intelligent people. You're talking about that DNA. And so they didn't want to destroy that. But look at what Israel is doing today. Israel is destroying a race, a civilization. They're killing women, children. They don't care. Blowing up hospitals and things like that. Look at your neighbor and listen to what your neighbor is saying about this. It bothers me a great deal to see a war going on in a place like that. And you see people that just don't care, and that's what's sad. And what I don't, I'm not an advocate of that. And so but I want to talk about um that when they come into our communities, since this is an ad lib show, when they come into our communities, they build communities. They bring other Mexicans, other Venezuelans, other Africans. They bring them into there and they build community. If you go in any part of the country and you see where the Mexican Americans have came in from South America, they have created an entire community. They come in, they build, they have taken over the jobs, they're doing the building, they're doing all the trade work now, and we're allowing them to do that. How we are allowing them to do that is that we don't. We don't focus on anything. We listen. Look, I'm going to, Q can tell you about that. Going to a concert with her. I think it's whatever day it is, she'll tell you. But going to that concert, but I'm going there. I listen to the music, and I don't want that to be my way of life. I don't consider all females the B word. And if you listen at rap music and you listen at rap songs, and I don't care who it is, whether it's Drake, Kendrick Lamar, Lil Wayne. Basically, they're all saying the same thing. They the baddest in. They got the baddest B. All they doing is smoking and getting high. You understand the subliminal messages that they're sending to the black community, and we have high crime in our community. We have a high unemployment rate. We have a high poverty rate. We have a high, vicious crimes. We have that in our communities because we trying to live out the song that we're listening. Folks, this is entertainment. If we can oppress, but where in, our millennials, our Generation Zers, they are MIA. They're missing in action. If you see them, chances are you see them. They getting high. They got their gun on and their strap. Folks, this is intentional. It's got to be something going on. When you see that, it's okay to have a gun, but if in Mississippi, if they see a black person with a gun, they immediately pull that black person over and they ask that person, "Hey, I want to see." I want to see. They take the gun, they run a check on it, all these things. So they don't do white people like that. They just do black people like that. So again, and then when a black person kill another black person, that black person almost always get arrested. Even before Stand Your Ground came into effect in Mississippi, Alabama, and the southern states, the white folks could still kill another white person. A black person and get away with it. And it's sad that it's like that. They have these clever terms such as qualified immunity, but we are playing into that. We're gonna have to do better. Generation Z, you're gonna have to do better. Reason I say you're gonna have to do better is because you are the roots. You're the ones that gotta keep our communities going. You can't allow, they did away with abortions. Poor folks don't have access to terminate pregnancy if they don't want it. They don't want us to terminate any pregnancy because we're not doing anything. We're not even, only time we matter, folks, is when they need our vote. Nobody can get that job without you voting for them. Nobody can get that job without us voting for them. Donald Trump would not be the president of the United States had black folks not voted for him. And so here we are. We have all the power in our hand, but we're not utilizing it. We're going to have to start coming together as a group and look at it. If they care about you, they'll do something for you. So let's go into our communities and look at what our elected officials, we don't have to worry about what's going on a national level. Let's look what's going on a local level. What is it that make your life better in the city that you're in? Is your life better? I'm not talking about you people that have the resources, the income to pay your bills, the resources to live where you want to live, the resources to go out and go out into safe areas and have fun and do things. I'm talking for those that are left behind. The majority of the black peoples in the community, especially in a place such as Meridian, Mississippi, or below the poverty level. It's so bad so that anyone go to Meridian Public School does not have to pay for lunch because of the income. So you have these black mayors. You, for the last 12 years, you have had a black mayor in the city of Meridian, but the quality of life has not changed in the city of Meridian. Things have not gotten better. Nothing has been done for black people, but you have everybody now going around want to talk to you. They want to tell you, hey, vote for me. I have a renewed vision, such as the live person Bland told. They don't have a renewed vision. They want money and power. That's what they all want. But then you ask them, but you don't have to ask them. Ask yourself, what has he done for me? Jimmy Smith, what has Jimmy Smith done for me? If he hadn't done anything for you, too bad. I'm not talking about you personally. Too bad. So I don't need him to do nothing for me. I'm gonna get out the way. I'm gonna get it myself. If you don't get out my way, I'm gonna push it down. That's too bad, but everybody not like that. But when I say you, I'm being general. I'm speaking in a general, plural sense. What is it that Jimmy Smith has done for the black community? Why would you vote for him again? What is it in the 8 years that Percy Bland was the mayor of Meridian that he did for the black community? I'm talking about, what did he do for you? I know when he was running for re-election the last time, he took all of you to Highland Park and got you drunk. And it was some kind of shooting or something over there. So, oh, now I'm understanding. So he's kind of treating you like the white folks used to be back in the day. Give a Negro some watermelon and they satisfied. Give them something to get high. Give them something to make them feel good. Okay, so now they got the drugs that are in our community. They bring them into our community. It's okay. I'm pro-choice. Like and smoke and drink what you want to drink. I don't have a problem with it. It's just that some of it is illegal. Some of it is very, very detrimental. So, and if it was not illegal, and they said, well, by drugs being illegal, it makes it functional in society, create jobs for other people. But guess what? Here we are. We're getting high. We ain't doing nothing but laying up, getting drunk, getting high, killing anybody to mess with. We either going to end up in prison or we're going to end up in prison. We're going to have children. We start having children at an early age. And those children have to manage for themselves, learn for themselves. And that's what's sad. These are the kind of things. What's wrong with you, millennials? What's wrong with you, Generation Z? What's wrong with you, black people? Come on now, you got to get it together. You cannot, the very definition of insanity is to continue to do the same thing the same way and expecting a different result. We're getting the same results because we're doing the same thing the same way. It's time for us to start doing something entirely different. We cannot let people like Jimmy Smith and Percy Bland come up and bamboozle us and treat us with disrespect. Look at the city of Meridian. Here it is. They create policies, folks. They create policies. They create laws. Those laws are designed to impede your progress. Those laws are designed to put you in jail, to take the money from you that you do not have. Look at the city, look at city courts everywhere. You almost always, especially in Meridian, Mississippi, you get found guilty almost every situation. How is it that I want to tell you guys a little something that I had to do this weekend. It so happened that I was in Meridian Friday and my son got pulled over. Too best of which one, it doesn't matter. I'll let y'all know, Lil G got pulled over. And he got pulled over. He had his boys in the car. And so, look, let me tell you what I did. I just took over control and fixed every situation that was wrong so that they don't mess with it. But my point is, the reason why I'm telling you this is that here you are, you got, man, when I pulled up where my son was, it was like 3 police cars there. Wow. Just for manner. And what they said, we pull you over because your tire is expired. Wow. And 3 police cars. But when they found out the last name was Hope, the supervisor that was on duty, I think Captain Thompson, pulled off. But I guess they didn't do anything to my son, but my son had to walk with his boys to my, I own a building in Meridian, walk there. And I drove his car around there and Kay drove the vehicle around there, of course. And then I went to Walmart and purchased what was needed. And see, but not everybody had the resources to do that. Tool Belt, y'all hear Tool Belt, he asked me how much money I had spent. $10, Tool Belt, $10. And the reason why I put a number on it doesn't matter. Is money spent, is money gone, folks. And that's kind of like, I remember I talked to you about insurance. I talked to you about term life, big ripoff. Let me talk to you a little bit about whole life. The reason why I want to talk to you about whole life is because whole life does pay out the policy, no matter how it does not expire. It can lapse, and that's the biggest. If you have a change of events, a turn of events in your life, whereas you lose your job and you can't make those bills and you don't spend all of your money. Here you are, you're 60 years old, you lost your job and you had X amount of monies in the bank so you can continue to pay your bills because your house note, your car note, everything is still rolling. Because you get sick or lose your job, those payments keep rolling. They don't care what your circumstances are. So you get to the point whereas that you can't pay that life insurance. If you have to choose between paying that life insurance policy, putting food on the table, or keeping the lights on, what are you going to do? Well, let's say you get to that point where you can't even do any of the above. So they have what you call lapse. So let's say you done paid this policy, say $200 a month, because it's not cheap like term life. Say you done paid this policy for 20 years, $200 a month. Now you understand that's 20, I think that's 20, that's 20,000. If $200 a month is like about 2,210 years now, we talking about $22,000. In say 20 years, we talking about $44,000. $44,000 you done gave to a total stranger to enrich his life, to send his child to private school. $44,000. That if you had put that same money in the bank, imagine the interest that would have occurred on $22,000 in 10 years. Wow, it would be a lot more than that. And they had a little thing where you can actually uh, borrow money on that. Say if you borrow $2,000, right? You borrow $2,000. It reduced the overall value of your policy by that amount, but you still got to pay it back. Hold up. Here's another thing too they do. You can cash it in, cash back. Minnie Ho kept her children. This is my mama. My mom kept my younger brothers, Gabriel, Rhonda, Ricky, Shell, and Joanne and Gregory on a $10,000 or $20,000 policy all the way up until they got almost to the time where they grown now. Miss Ho cashed it in. I think she got like about one, she cashed in, she got $100 and some dollars. You understand where I'm going in there? So the money you get out of it is not the money you get. You're being bamboozled. Now I've said this before, and I'm gonna say it again. I graduated from UAB. When I was in my junior year, I didn't hear what I'm about to tell you now. So when I was in the last semester of my senior year, I was told by one of the professors, he wasn't just talking to me. He was talking to the class, the graduating class of 1990. He was telling us, don't waste your money on insurance. They just gonna invest it. What are you worrying about dying for? Folks gonna bury you when you die. So you take that money and invest it in yourself. And worried about having some from your family, you giving money away. So folks, and I can tell you that the majority of the people that does this are black folks, especially black folks. Black folks, in my opinion, are the biggest recipient of term life insurance. We're always enriching other people and not enriching ourselves. So it's so many things that we gonna have to do to get it together. So no, don't buy insurance. You got money in the bank. Go ahead on and pay for the policy if you want to do that. If you own your land, bury yourself on your own land. You don't have to go to a funeral home. You don't have to be embalmed if you own the property. In the state of Alabama, in most states, it's like that. If you own the property, you can bury yourself on that property. You don't know, you do not have to create a graveyard. It may be some kind of city ordinance, but it's always ways of going around these things. So you spend a lot of money, I guess, to make yourself feel better or to grieve. Nobody benefits from you grieving, but the people that are making all that money off you. Q, you're gonna have to come up here and read this, but you know I can read it. Too bad. I said you just want everybody to see her. No, I don't. Yes, I do. But anyway, we're going to see Rod Wave, Moneybags Yo, and Tusi on December the 10th, which is next. Is that next Tuesday? Yeah, it was next Tuesday, what she said. And we're going to see, what's the name of the concert we're going to tonight? See, that's part of the Christmas present. And so I got a real iPhone 14, bought an iPhone 14, got her portable mirror that three-way that illuminates, and got other things for, just kind of like making it so they can have a good Christmas, and I think that's what's important. I'm gonna look at my cheat sheet and see is there anything I need to talk about before. Yeah. And people, there's no way that we can continue to allow things like it is. So I want to give you 3 reasons why you cannot bring Percy Bland back as mayor of the Meridian. Now, the FBI interviewed him. Yes, they did. They interviewed him for the corruption and the things that he was going on during his administration. Now, I'm gonna tell you this, folks, that I'm told. I was told this by. You don't need to know the name. I'm told the reason why the FBI did not put Percy Bland in jail because they did not want to put the first black mayor of Meridian, Mississippi, with its bad history with the civil rights work and all that stuff, or the state of Mississippi. They did not want to put the first black mayor in jail. Jim Crow, the first race riot was in Meridian, Mississippi. Google this stuff. So I'm gonna give you 3 reasons why you should not bring that Bama back as mayor. Number 1, it's because he's corrupt. Number 2, he's corrupt. Number 3, his ass is corrupt. Y'all have a good evening. Oh yeah, who's bad? That's what we're going to see. It's the ultimate Michael Jackson experience at the Iron